Good morning, Vande Matram. Welcome all of you. The topic to be discussed right now is on ego and desire prevent surrender. So it is on surrender. Without surrender, nothing great can be done in this yoga. Surrender to the Supreme Mother, Divine Mother is absolutely necessary. So far, this integral yoga is concerned. Without surrender, really very difficult to get into this sadhana. If there is no surrender, there is no transformation of the entire being, whole being. For the transformation of the whole being, the absolute surrender is absolutely essential. It is a good time, so we are going to take the topic on surrender for this morning. It is a surrender part 1 we are seeing. So before going for the discussion, we must know what really the surrender really is meant. What really the surrender really is meant. We can quote the mother on surrender. In our yoga, there is no room for sacrifice. Sometimes we claim we have sacrificed wholeheartedly, whole life, everything we have sacrificed. And sacrificed for the self of sacrifice. Sri Aurobindo tells no. Don't sacrifice for the self, for the sake of sacrifice. Then what for we are going to sacrifice? Sacrifice. If you want to sacrifice for the divine, not for the sake of sacrifice. So here mother also tries to explain, in our yoga there is no room for sacrifice. It is pure sense, it means a consecrated giving. You are giving yourself, yes, consecrated giving. A making sacred to the divine. Already, Sri Aurobindo has quoted, sacrifice, 3 times. Sacrifice for the sake of the divine, not for the sake of sacrifice. Mother quotes beautifully that if you have slightest feeling that you are making sacrifice, so many ways. I have sacrificed my life for the society, for my family, for my son, for my wife, for the world, for the country. I have sacrificed. If there is even the slightest touch of sacrifice, then it is no longer a surrender. It is no longer a surrender. If behind your sacrifice there is the slightest taste of claiming, I have sacrificed. Yes, who told you to sacrifice your life for the family? Who told you to create a family? It was none of your business. You came alone. You will go alone. They are your co-travelers. Something like you are traveling in the train. People are coming and going. लोग आते हैं चले जाते हैं जाने वाले कभी कभी अपना यारों से लोगों दिलों में यादगार बन जाते हैं. People come and go, but with their greater sense of friendship, they create a schap, they create a print in human hearts which is unforgettable. That is really incredible. So if you have the slightest feeling that you are making the sacrifice, it is no longer surrender. Try to understand. True surrender enlarges you. But the surrender, I have given. What you have given? What you have given? You had nothing. Everything, whatever you have got, your family, your bank balance, your home, your car, whatever you see, your family, your children, everything has been vested upon you. You are graced. It is given to you. But a true surrender enlarges you, increases your capacity. Your capacity gets increased. Yes, God will give. That is what. Give him everything, whatever you have, whatever you think, what you are, you surrender. You give at the hands of the Divine Mother and with the God. Then they will do everything for you. But theoretically, sitting at a floor, you claim that I have given everything, I have done everything, I have kept nothing for me. And what you have not kept up nothing for me? At best, you are going 1 or 2 times to Pondicherry. That is for the sake of, with the family, you are going for the sake of enjoying. So that way you can't claim that 100% wholeheartedly I have gone for the darshan, for the divine purpose, to see the divine. You have gone there, sitting there at the seashore, meeting with people and doing the idle gossips, going to Sunday market to purchase some thing, whatever required for your family. That's what you are doing, nothing more, nothing less. So it increases your capacity. It gives you a greater measure in quality and quantity. Both capacity, everything, the measure in quality and quantity, which you could not have had by yourself. It has been given, it has been bestowed upon yourself. What you have, what you are, what you think, how you feel, everything must be surrendered to the divine. That is the real sacrifice. We'll go read and see Aurobindo now. A complete surrender is not possible. Complete surrender, different types of surrender we come across, we behold in this path. Complete surrender, absolute surrender, grand surrender, vast surrender, in active surrender, inactive surrender, so real surrender, true surrender, many ways you can find different terms here also in the process of discussing a surrender, because Sri Aurobindo's mother has quoted in different lines, different ways. Surrender in the service of the soul, yoga of surrender. You can find, behold many things on the process when you are passing this integral yogic track path. So here also one thing Sri Aurobindo tries to quote: a complete surrender is not possible in so a short time. Time is very short. You want to complete your surrender and you can go. No, nothing like this. For the first time you have come to the samadhi, you have taken some darshan. You anyway, you are somehow melted. You want to think. You decide to sacrifice, to surrender yourself. But after some time, immediately after maybe 1 hour, 2 hour after, later, when you are coming out of that surrounding, that arena, out of mind, out of sight, out of mind, raat gai baat gai, you have forgotten everything. So it is not possible in so short a time. For a complete surrender means to cut the knot of the ego. Ego, they will never apply, this ego will never allow you to bend your heads. That is the problem. You can't cut the knot of ego in each part of the being. Cut the knot of ego in each part of the being and offer it. Ego is totally, it has, everything has been under the hold of this ego. You can't cut the knot of this ego and being not of in all the part, each part of the being, and offer it free and whole, because it is not, this ego is not allowing you to become free. And how shall you become free and offer yourself wholeheartedly to the divine? That is what it is. Not a, it is progressive. It is a systematically, it will go. It is progressive state. In one moment, one attempt, one day, it will never go. It must be done steadfastly, continuously, constantly. That is what the requirement means. A time will come when you will be freed from the, you will cut the knots of ego. You will be freed from that clutch, and you will be surrendered wholeheartedly to the divine. You will offer yourself to the divine. That is what is required. Again, Sri Aurobindo goes forward. It is not possible to get rid of the stress on personal effort at once. Things look so beautiful, so easy, but things are not like this as it you can understand or see. Not possible to get rid of the stress on personal effort at once. Not always desirable also. For personal effort is better than tamasic inertia. Simply sleeping, and you are sleeping on the bed, covered up under a black blanket. Outside you can find some plenty of cold. The touch of the fast blaze and warmth of the dazzling sun, you can't really feel, because it is there. You are inside, closing your windows and the doors. There itself you dream of a lot. So many things you dream of. That is not expected. It is not desirable also. But you think of so many things. I am doing such and such. Tamasikata, tamasic inertia. And from this tamas, it is better. Better personal effort is better than this tamasic inertia. Tamasic inertia, sleeping, and you are daydreaming. Instead of doing just those, actually personal effort is better. But the personal effort is not all. You have to surrender, because with the personal effort, at least you are feeling somehow well placed, somehow better than this, tamasic inertia. But your purpose is completely different. Your purpose, what is your purpose? Your purpose is transformation, perfection. Your purpose is supramentalization. You want to be a superman, maybe in the process of time, anytime you can expect. This earth will grow unexpectedly divine, you can imagine. But here, within this bounds of traditionality, okay, days are going on. So morning I am getting up, evening I am till evening I am working, or I am going here and there, moving, visualizing the TV and enjoying my food, good food. Every day this thing is going on. It is not a life. For this you have not taken birth. God has, suppose you are appointed in some government office. Government has given you some job. Simply you can go. You can have a chant. You will simply go for tea for 2 or 3 hours. Simply you will come back. You will expect people. They will come and talk to you. That is, for that actually government has not offered you a job. Your job, the purpose of the job is something different. Government has a lot of expectation from you. So you have to fulfill like this, that government. Or if you can fulfill your purpose, if you are not up to expectation, then simply you will be kicked off. Like this. You are the deputed selves of the infinity. We have been deputed. Because of this deputation, some efficient people come for the accomplishment of the job. So we are the deputed selves of the infinity. Here I have got a role to fulfill. Instead of doing all these things, simply we are wasting our time. Then simply we will be thrown up, we will be kicked off. That is what to be remembered. The personal effort has to be transformed progressively into a movement of the divine force. So Sri Aurobindo has categorically explained it is not a single day process. This personal effort, it is better than tamasic inertia, fine. Personal effort is required, but it is not all. It has to be transformed, not changed. It has to be transformed progressively into a movement of the divine force. That is what the purpose, that is the real purpose of this yoga. Then Sri Aurobindo comes forward. It is not advisable in the early stage of the sadhana to leave everything to the divine and expect everything from it without the need of the one's own endeavor. That God will do everything for me. That is what tamasikata. That is tamasic inertia. In the beginning, it is not advisable in the early stage of sadhana, when you have started, at the beginning, early stages, to leave everything to the divine. Not possible at all. To leave everything to the divine at the early stages, it is not advisable at all. Or expect everything from it, from the divine, without the need of the one's own endeavor. Even if it is given, then what you will do? You don't have the base. You can't keep it out. You can't hold it. Even if it is born, money bestowed upon you, it is given to you, then what you want to do with it? That you don't have the base. Base is not prepared. That is only possible when the psychic being is in front. Very difficult period. People claim we are spiritual, but they don't know what is psychic being. Psychic being, psychic life, psychic suggestion. Psychic being has to come to front. You have to contact. You have to discover the psychic being. Psychic being has to come to the front. It has to guide you towards your destiny, your goal. That is divine. There is nothing. We don't know psychic, but we claim we are spiritual because we have joined the ashram. What is that? Under other conditions, this attitude is like to lead stagnation and inertia. If that attitude is there with you, naturally you are under stagnation, you are under inertia. That is nothing more, nothing less. And finally, before concluding, we will go and read Sri Aurobindo. It is the ego and desire which prevent the surrender. They can't allow. Already we have seen that a knot is there. You have to cut the knot. You have to make yourself free. Then that willingness must be there, that I want to be offered, consecrated to the divine. And for that also, that must be a preparation. Without it, how can I be able to surrender wholeheartedly to the divine? Absolutely. It is ego and desire which prevent the surrender. If there is no surrender, then can be no transformation. Already I have quoted. If there is no surrender, then can be no transformation of the whole being. So for that actually bhakti and love must be there simultaneously. If there is love, there will be surrender. Surrender will come. If there is surrender, then love will come. Simultaneously they will go. Ego and desire prevent surrender. If there is no surrender, there can be no transformation of the whole being. Absolute sincerity, that is the requirement. Absolute sincerity can make the determination of surrender rapidly effective. That is what is required. You throw away your ego, progress purposefully, willingly, constantly. Absolute sincerity, that is the key to the sadhana. Let us try now. Time to stop here right now. Tomorrow we'll start. Thank you.